or over the next 24 hours, it's hard to know precisely what we're going to find tomorrow night when we talk to you again. Whether we're going to find a city that is quite literally destroyed or extraordinarily damaged, when people will be able to come back. Will it be days or weeks or months, and what is it they'll come back to? And we're not prone to hyperbole here, and those of you who join us a lot know that, but that's the situation that we find ourselves in tonight as the storm is bearing down on the Gulf. And it's not just New Orleans, but because of the geography of New Orleans, that is a particular concern. John, thank you. Jonathan Freed, who is in Biloxi and made quite a journey there. Edward Price is the mayor of Manderville, Louisiana, which is about 25 miles or so to the north, and he joins us now on the phone. What are you thinking about tonight, Mayor?
Well, I'll tell you, it's an eerie calm right now. There's no wind, there's no rain. It's 10:45 our time, and we don't really feel the effects of what's happening to the south of us right now in New Orleans or around Lafourche Parish, or even what's happened in the Gulf. So it's a pretty scary thought for us right now.
Just let me run through some things quickly with you. How big a city is Mandeville?
Mandeville itself is a small city on the north shore of Lake Pontchartrain, about 13,000 people, but the cities, the parish that surrounds us is about 40,000 people. So we're a populace of about 50,000 people, almost 60.
People stay or people go?
Well, in deference to our public, they have chosen to leave, and rightly so, I think, given the severity of this storm.
How many people would you guess, or does your police department tell you are still in town or in the area?
Well, we've driven certain parts of Mandeville and noticed that there are some people still home, but they're in the higher areas that aren't prone to flooding. The bad thing about this storm is it's not just flooding that's going to affect us. When you're talking about 150 mile an hour winds or 160 mile an hour winds, it's something that our city has seen. We've had 3 storms that hit us: Ivan, Isidore, and Lily, and pretty much devastated our lakefront, but never to a really severe point where we had physical damage to homes. This storm could bring loss of life, and that's the part that we're scared about right now.
Well, it's funny you would use the word scared, because that's the next question I was going to ask you. Are you scared?
Well, we're in a state of limbo right now, because we don't see it. We see it on TV, and we're trying to believe that that the National Weather Service is telling us the truth, but we're not seeing it. So
yeah.
I mean, we look over the charts and the scans that they put on TV, showing that it's entering the feeder bands are entering South Lafourche area, and we know that it's coming straight for Lake Pontchartrain and New Orleans, and the eventuality of that happening over here is foreign to us, because we've missed it so many times.
I can't tell you how many times people have said that in this context. They live in this area or that area, and they know that at some level they're at risk, and they say, it's always missed us. It's always veered away. I guess it's that one time it doesn't veer away that everybody worries about, and I suspect you're thinking about that tonight.
Well, the thing that made it a reality for us was when Mayor Nagin really came on and said that New Orleans needed to evacuate, and it had to be a mandatory evacuation. And when a guy like that gets on the screen and says, "Guys, this is going to be the biggest thing that ever hit us," even knowing that we had a Camille and we had a Betsy, when they say that this is going to be the biggest event that we've had, I think some eyes opened and some people looked at it and said, maybe it's time for us to move, and they did.
Well, hopefully safely, and we hope that everyone who stays behind stays safe, and we'll check in with you tomorrow night. Hopefully the phones will be working. We'll see how things turn out. Mayor, thanks a lot.
I thank you so much for your call. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Mayor Edward Price of Mandeville, Louisiana. He is ready for whatever. At Tulane Medical Center, they are ready for whatever. I think we all want to know, wish we knew what whatever was. We'll check in there and see what they're preparing for. We need to take a short break first as we head towards midnight in the east. This is a special edition of Newsnight on CNN. We'll check in at the Tulane Medical Center after the top of the hour. Let me show you a couple of newspapers that have come in, mostly from the affected areas, because this is Newsnight and we love papers. It's a tough story for newspapers, to be honest. It'll be changed by the time people actually see it. The Pensacola News-Journal, catastrophic Katrina. New Orleans-bound hurricane to send storm surge over Ivan-ravaged region, so they localized the story a little bit. New Orleans evacuates, they say in the News-Journal, Pensacola. Thank you guys for sending it our way. The Mobile Register in Mobile, Alabama. Cat 5 Katrina coming. Tremendous, that's coming. They didn't say it like a Midwesterner, I did. Tremendous storm will strike Gulf Coast today. God bless us. New Orleans prays as Katrina bears down. That's the Mobile, Alabama Register. Nationally, the Washington Times, Katrina howls at full force. How are we doing on time, Michael? Thank you very much. The Cincinnati Enquirer, New Orleans flees monstrous storm. And we'll do one more here. The Examiner of Washington, the Big Easy empties. That's Big Easy empties, and a shot of people leaving New Orleans today, the Superdome in the background. CNN will be on this story, as we say, all night long, with live coverage coming out of Atlanta. Again, the storm expected to make landfall in the early morning, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. American Morning will have that, too. We're glad to have you with us tonight, and we wish nothing but safety for the people down in Louisiana. Till we see you again, good night for all of us.
CNN, your hurricane head.